this review is going to be about the book Linger by Maggie Shijkbfsjndkbfm, and if you haven't read the first book, I suggest you go back to my review on that one. I believe that one is spoiler free, but this one will spoil the first one for you, so you can quit right now. And I'm not going to be spoiling Linger until I tell you that I'm going to spoil it, so just pay attention and you'll be fine. Now this book picks up where we left off at the end of Shiva, and it seems like everything's going to be good. I mean, Jack's dead, so that sort of sucks. But not really, because like as a reader you don't really get attached to him in the first book. And then there's Isabel, who is actually now a narrator. I don't think she was a narrator in the first book. Maybe she was and I'm just completely forgetting it. But I'm really glad that that the author decided to make that decision and make the reader see from Isabel's point of view, because she is so interesting and you kind of hate her for a lot of the first book, and so it's just nice to kind of turn the tables and you really sort of feel sympathy for her and you understand what's going on in her mind, and you see that like she just lost her brother and she's the only one in her family that really knows how he died, and that's quite a burden. Also, there's this new character called Cole, and he's introduced very early on. Like I think the second chapter is him, so yay. I was not keen on reading from his point of view at all. I was like, who is this Cole bitch? No thank you. But I thought he was appealing in the same way that Isabel was, because Sam and Grace, as well-rounded as they are as characters, they're kind of boring because they're just so normal, you know, despite the fact that they're wolves. Well, Sam's a wolf. Well, he brings an element of like snarkiness and badassery that they didn't really have before, especially because Sam, who's really the only other male in the book that is prominent, he's very sensitive and very kind of, not effeminate, but he has that sensitivity that Cole doesn't, and Cole really brings an edge to all the characters and to that group dynamic. Another change in the books is that Grace's parents are now an issue, and because they are so like background characters in the first book, it seems strange that they're actually becoming an obstacle in this one, and to see how they deal with that is kind of interesting. Okay, now I'm going to spoil it a bit, so cover your ears, cover your children, cover everything. Alright, so basically the end of this book, I was like, oh no, they did it. Now don't get me wrong, you would have assumed it would have happened anyway. I mean, just reading the first book and knowing that it was going to be a trilogy, you'd know that Grace was going to become a wolf. Like, it's going to happen. We know, because Sam's been a wolf and then he's a human. Like, it only makes sense that Grace is going to be a wolf. And then, yeah, you can make your own assumptions. And like, the minute Cole was introduced, you're like, you are gonna get with Isabel. We know it. Everyone knows it. Like, everyone just calm down. But I really like him. I ship him. I ship him. Ship. I'm the captain of this ship. I thought the aspect of Cole being famous was really interesting, just because it's just that constant danger of he's going to be seen, he's going to be uncovered, and the whole wolf pack is going to be screwed over because he is so recognizable. And that's what I really thought was going to happen. Like, I thought that was going to be the big thing at the end of the book when I was reading it. When they were in the diner and the group of girls recognized, and you're like, there, you're Cole St. Clair, blah blah blah. I thought that was what was going to be the big kind of thing to get over in the book, and I thought it was really clever that the author kind of alluded to that, but she didn't actually explore it, which is something I've always really appreciated in books. I like when things is like, oh, this is going to happen, lol jokes, no. So yeah. I also thought it was very funny that Cole actually turned out to be very scientifically minded, and you always assumed that like him, I don't know about you guys, but I just assumed that him and Sam were going to start a band together, just like, that's just what I thought was going to happen. I'm like, oh, two musicians in a house, obviously they're going to start making music and release an album, like that's just going to happen. So yeah, those are some of my assumptions that I made and what I thought about the endings and what was going on, and I hope that you enjoyed the book. And if you read forever, that's what I'm going to be reviewing next, and that review will be up in a couple of days, so look forward to that, or dread it, whatever tickles a pickle, and I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. Bye.